Good morning, my dear students. How are you? Hope you all are very fine, enjoying the online classes and have started your daily lessons. At first, I want to congratulate all of you for your excellent result in SSC. Actually, you deserve a grand celebration and welcome party. But you know the condition. Don't worry, after passing this critical situation, you will be welcomed in our college. So now it is your chemistry 1 class and the class will be taken by me. So dear students, welcome to my class. Now I am going to discuss about your chemistry 1 book. In this book there are total 5 chapters. All chapters are important, but the importance is not equal for every chapter. Here, first chapter is the easiest chapter. Most of the items can be understood by reading from the book. So, in this class, I will not discuss about first chapter. First chapter will be discussed later. Now, I will start from second chapter, that is qualitative chemistry. And for this, we will follow this book, Chemistry First Paper, Professor Haradhan Nag. Some more books also you will need, but now for second chapter, only this book is enough for you. Today I am going to discuss about alpha particle scattering experiment and Rutherford's atomic model. This is our today's topic. So, to know alpha particle scattering experiment, at first you have to know about alpha particle. What is alpha particle? Alpha particle is radiated by the radioactive decay of unstable atom. What is radioactive decay? Radioactive decay is the process by which an unstable atomic nucleus loses energy by radiation. In this decay, not only alpha particle is radiated. 3 of the most common particles are radiated by this radioactive decay are alpha particle, beta particle and gamma particle. These particles are alpha particle, that is, it is dipositively helium atom. Its atomic number is 2, mass number is 4. It has 2 proton, 2 neutron but no electron. It is dipositively charged. It is heavy and high speedy. Its mass is 4.015062 AMU. Beta particle, it is high speedy electron. It has no proton or neutron, only 1 electron and its charge is negative. Its mass is very negligible, that is 0.0005486 AMU. Positron, it is also like beta particle. It is also electron, but this electron is positively charged and its mass is also negligible and same as beta particle. Gamma ray, it has no charge, no mass. It is an electromagnetic wave that has no mass and no charge. Just it is an electromagnetic radiation. Now, alpha particle, already you know what is alpha particle. In this topic, we will learn that how alpha particle is radiated or how alpha particle is produced. Dipositive helium ion is called alpha particle. It is also called alpha ray or alpha radiation. I told that it consists of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. It is generally produced in the process of alpha decay. Look some example. This is alpha decay of plutonium. Its mass is 240 and it is an unstable atom. When it is decayed, then uranium is produced with mass 236 and also alpha particle is produced from there. In this way, this radioactive substance produces alpha particle. Another one here, uranium-238, by continuous decaying, it produces thorium-234 with one alpha particle. It is also unstable, and again it is decayed to produce thorium-234 with a gamma particle. In this way, by radioactive decay, alpha particle, beta particle, gamma particle, these are produced. Now, before knowing alpha particle scattering experiment or Rutherford's atomic model, you have to know about the first model of atom that was given by J.J. Thomson, that is plum pudding model. It was given by the scientist J.J. Thomson at 1897-98. It is the first model of atom. It is known as plum pudding model, and also it is called watermelon model. In this model, this is the model. In this model, scientist proposed that an atom is made up of a positively charged ball. That means this ball fully is positively charged, and negatively charged electrons are implanted in it. And he told also the negative and positive charges were equal in number, making the atom electrically neutral. It is the plum pudding model of J.J. Thomson. Now, scientist Rutherford carried out the experiment for testing this plum pudding model, and he carried out the experiment that is called alpha particle scattering experiment. What is this experiment? In 1909, Ernest Rutherford designed an experiment to test the plum pudding model. In the experiment, positively charged alpha particles were fired at thin gold foil. Here, gold foil was taken as an atom. Most alpha particles went straight through the foil, but a few were scattered in different directions. This is called the alpha particle scattering experiment. Look this figure. Here, this is the gold foil and these are the alpha particles. Innumerable alpha particles were fired at this gold foil. Look, most of the alpha particles, they went at a straight line, and very few, they were deflected from their position. It made small deflection. This particle, it made a large deflection, and very few, 1 out of 20,000, turned back from their position. I will show you a video of this experiment, and this video will make you more clear about this. Look this video.
Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment. The credit for the discovery of the nucleus of an atom goes to a British physicist, Lord Ernest Rutherford. Shown here is the diagrammatic view of the famous gold foil experiment conducted by Lord Rutherford. The radioactive source, rich in alpha particles, was kept in a thick lead block with a narrow opening. The alpha particles were confined to a narrow beam by passing them through a lead sheet with a slit. An extremely thin foil of gold was bombarded with these fast-moving alpha particles. The scattered alpha particles were detected using a rotatable detector, which has a microscope and is screen-coated with zinc sulfide. The whole experimental setup was placed in an evacuated chamber to prevent scattering by the air molecules. These striking particles caused scintillations on the screen. Based on the observations, Lord Rutherford deduced these conclusions. As most of the alpha particles pass through the gold foil without any deflection, most of the space within the atoms is empty. As some of the alpha particles were deflected by large angles, they must have approached some positively charged region responsible for the deflection. This positively charged region is called the nucleus. As very few alpha particles experienced the deflection, it was concluded that the volume occupied by the nucleus is very small. Since alpha particles, which are comparatively denser, were deflected by the nucleus, it shows that almost the complete mass of the atom must be within the nucleus.
So I think now the experiment is more clear to you, and from this alpha particle scattering experiment, the observations that were obtained by Rutherford are: most of the fast moving alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. Some of the alpha particles were deflected by the foil by small angles. This is deflected by small angle. Very few, only 1 out of every 20,000 alpha particles returned back. This alpha particle, it returned back. From this observation, Rutherford came to conclusion. Why these were happened? His thinking were, most of the space inside the atom is empty because most of the alpha particles passed through the gold foil without getting deflected. That means major part of an atom is empty or vacant. Electrons may be present in this space due to their negligible masses compared to alpha particle. They cannot deflect the high speedy alpha particles. Very few particles were deflected from their path, indicating that the positive charge of the atom occupies very little space. Why? Alpha particles are deflected through some angles and very few alpha particles turn back on their opposite paths. That means atoms would have positively charged bodies which repel positively charged alpha particles. And Rutherford named this positively charged body as nucleus of atoms. Returning back of alpha particles in opposite direction suggests that the nucleus is heavy, where all the positive charge and mass are concentrated in a very small volume within the atom. Returning back of alpha particles in opposite direction, it suggests what? That the nucleus is heavy, and in this nucleus all the masses and positive charges are concentrated, but its volume is very less. From the data, you also calculated that the radius of the nucleus is about 10 to the power 5 times less than the radius of the atom. How did Rutherford understand this? From the number of alpha particles deviated from their paths, Rutherford calculated the size of the nucleus and also the size of the atom. And he found that the diameter of an atom is about 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter, while the diameter of a nucleus is 10 to the power minus 13 centimeter. So he calculated that the nucleus is about 10 to the power 5 times smaller than the total atom. And from all this experiment, Rutherford gave his momentous theory about atomic model. This scientist Rutherford, he had given on the basis of this experiment, and he had given the following features. First, there is a positively charged center in an atom called the nucleus. Nearly all the mass and all the positive charges of an atom reside in the nucleus, the size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the size of the atom. The negatively charged electrons revolve around the nucleus in well-defined orbits like the planets in a solar system. And he also told that the outward centrifugal force, that means when a charged body is moving, then it has an outward force that is called centrifugal force. And electrons have centrifugal force, and this centrifugal force is balanced by the inward centripetal force, because in center there is nucleus, it is positively charged, and electron is negative charged. So they have an attraction force that is called centripetal force. So the centrifugal force of the electron and centripetal force of electron and neutron are counterbalanced. So the electrons did not move from its position. Rutherford's model of atom is called nuclear model of atom. It is also known as solar atom model. Why? Because Rutherford compared his model with solar system, where he compared the atom, where he compared the nucleus with the sun and the electrons with planets. So these are the features of Rutherford's atomic model, and from their look, here, this is the nucleus where proton and neutron reside, and electrons, it is moving around the nucleus in circular in definite orbit. And here from Rutherford's model there are many limitations, and the next class we will discuss about the limitations of Rutherford's atomic model and the correction of this model. Dear students, today after this, hope you will read this from the book also, and you will follow my class very attentively. Thank you everyone, and be safe, be well, and goodbye everyone.